Ashley Rebecca. I'm going to be your occupational therapist today. How would you like to be addressed?
Heather's fine.
Heather, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Would you like to sit or stand for our conversation?
Sitting would be great. Sure.
So I'm an occupational therapist. So do you know what occupational therapy is?
I actually don't.
Okay, so occupational therapy, what I do as an occupational therapist, I learn all about you, what you want to do, what you need to do, what you like to do, and then I see where you are now, where you want to be, and kind of help bridge that gap.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So this conversation, I'm just going to get to know you a little bit, and it's going to last probably 5 to 10 minutes. And if you need to pause to think about a question or your response, then take your time. Okay. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what was your weekday like before you entered the occupational therapy program? Because it's kind of a big transition.
Yeah, so I actually graduated in December, and so I had about 7 to 8 months off of school, and so I took a nannying job, and so I would kind of, my days were pretty open. I would, wake up, go work out, and then I would go and drive the kids around. Like during the summertime, it was like a pool or whatever they wanted to do, and then I would come home and maybe have time to spend with friends, or kind of do things that were like my choice of what to do, which was really nice.
Great. So you graduated in December. What was your degree in?
Exercise science. Yes.
Did you go here did you go to Belmont University, or did you go to a different school?
I was going to Belmont University, yeah, so that's kind of been, not as big of a transition as some other people have had since I've been, just here.
Yeah, exactly. And so as a nanny, what did you like about that job?
So, well, what I liked about it was that it kind of, allowed me to, interact with people. I interacted with their family, and they were really sweet kids. So it was fun taking care of them, and it was kind of fun because it was kind of like, well, what do you want to do today? We would just, go to the pool or go whatever, they wanted to do, which was fun. Laundry and things like that aren't fun, but it was pretty good.
That's awesome. So does your current day schedule, now that you're in the program, allow you to do the things that you need and you want to do?
I would say for the most part, I feel like something that I wish I could spend more time on is relationships with people, and just being able to spend intentional time with people, which beforehand I was able to do quite a lot of that because I was able to have just a pretty open schedule, and I could be let's hang out this day, let's get coffee, and now I'm kind of having to cancel things because it's nope, I need to study, no, I need to do this. And so that's one thing that I wish I had more time for kind of during this time.
Okay, so now that you're in the program, you're prioritizing your education, your studies a little bit more.
Yes.
Than social participation and just being able to be with the people that you want to be with. How do you think you can work on that?
Yeah, I think part of me, I'm very perfectionistic, so I think part of me needs to kind of let go of that a little bit, because it's always been about grades for me coming in, and so I feel like I need to be okay, it's okay if I don't get an A. It's okay, I need to prioritize taking care of myself as well. And so, yeah, that's one discrepancy.
Yeah, thank you. So how has your schedule changed over the last 3 months? I know we already discussed that you were a nanny, and that you participate less. Is there anything else you wanted to elaborate on?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely been a learning curve over these past 3 months. The way that I studied and did schoolwork in undergrad was very different, and the way I balanced my time was different, and so I feel like from the start of school until now, it's been a lot of me learning about how I can handle this new course load, this new environment, everything that is just kind of changed since then. And so, yeah, I would say just kind of learning how to study and do new things.
Yeah, so you're really great at adapting and just going with the change. That's amazing. So what do you value most? I know you've mentioned working out, so healthy living, and then spending time with people that you care about.
Yes, I would agree with both of those. I definitely value health. I was an exercise science major, so I learned a lot about that. And then I definitely value community and being in a relationship with people. It's probably my biggest value that I have. just because it's just so nice to be able to like talk with people and be able to be in a relationship. And then I would also say I value family, and just, yeah.
So are you able to live life right now that fits those values of family and?
Somewhat. I feel like it's hard because my family lives far away. They live in Mississippi, so it's, that's kind of a challenge. And then kind of like I was saying earlier, like I really value being in a relationship with people, but it's hard when I don't have enough time to, be intentional and put time into those relationships. So I feel like on that one I'm kind of lacking.
Well, thank you for your honesty. So I think what I'm kind of hearing is that you have these values, and now you're transitioning to this new way of life as a grad student, that you want to start prioritizing those things once again. And so working on time management, I think, would be a great skill to work on. It's something that I struggle with as well. So I completely understand just having to find that balance. So what things in your life do you do well? What are you proud of?
I guess I'm proud of, where I am now, like this process of like getting to this point where I am, like in the OT program was like a lot, and it doesn't really feel like it, but then, now that we're here, it's like, oh, okay, this is the final step, this is what we've been working toward this whole time, which is crazy. And so I guess I'm just proud of like all the work that I've put in to get here to this point, because, it feels really good to work hard and, be where your goal is,
Exactly. What are some things that have been difficult for you other than that transition and being able to not spend as much time with your friends and family?
Yeah, something that has been a challenge actually has been kind of stepping out of my comfort zone in this new program. I feel like it's very easy for me since I've went to undergrad in Nashville, and I have friends here and a community set up here. It's very easy for me to just stay in that and not branch out and make connections with my cohort, because I'm like, oh, it would be really easy for me to just hang out with my friends that I already have connections with. And so I feel like it's been a bit of a challenge for me to try to balance that and get to the point where I'm comfortable like reaching out and being like, oh, I need to like step out of my comfort zone and try to like make connections where I'm not exactly comfortable yet.
Okay. What things do you think you could do to make those new connections?
Yeah, I think I need to kind of like spend time with people, like maybe like during lunches, like go sit with different groups or try to like get people's numbers in my phone, because I hate DMing people in GroupMe. Things like that I can do to probably, I guess, reach out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Those are great steps to move towards that new goal of yours. So what is the biggest challenge currently that you're facing?
I would say probably just balancing my time overall, just on everything, like being able to prioritize what needs to be prioritized and not taking too much time on one thing, like too much time on school, or or like the opposite of like being like too much time on social participation, and just being able to like balance those in a way that's healthy.
I agree. So where do you see yourself in 6 months? Do you have any goals?
I have a goal to pass the semester, and I think over the next 6 months I'll be pretty successful. I feel like the way that things have been going, like I've been getting by and I feel fairly competent, and so I'm like, okay, like I think if this trajectory keeps going, that I should feel confident going forward.
That's great. Well, that is all that I wanted to ask you today. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by and talking with me. I learned a lot about you and where you were and nannying and like that importance of being social with the people that you're already friends with, but also wanting to grow and to meet new people, make those new connections, and that value of those relationships, also the relationship with yourself, with your healthy lifestyle, and working on time management and just like that personal growth that you're really seeing. So thank you so much. The next step I think would just be talking with the team and creating goals for you, and then I'll see you next week.
Perfect.
So,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you as well.